Rhian Ramos, makakasama natin live sa studio. NCAA player to watch, kilalanin. At labanang Beda versus Letran, hihimayin ng broadcast panel. Hello mga Kapuso! We are live once again sa ating coverage ng NCAA Season 97, Stronger Together, Buo ang Puso. My name is Anton Rojas and yes, we have brought the Sports Studio of Champions right here inside the Phil Oil Flying V Center. And this is not only a special day because we welcome the return of the fans to live basketball games. It is also a very special day for us dito sa NCAA because we have right now, here, live at the Sports Studio of Champions, one of the most beautiful and biggest stars in Philippine showbiz today. We have Miss Rhian Ramos.
Wow.
Everybody! Rhian
What an
Ramos
intro.
in the studio.
I'm not 100% sure I deserve an intro like that, but thank you.
Oh, come on.
Thanks so much.
Come on. That's the least that I can do. But Rhian, being somebody who's as talented as you are and doing so many things, I gotta ask you, you could have been anywhere right now. What brings you here?
Well, it's really nice that NCAA has returned. This is where the players belong, playing in our stadiums and arenas for everyone to enjoy. And I'm also glad that the fans are here to watch in person. Just how I was lucky enough to be able to be here and watch in person today. I had a nice cushy seat up front where I could see all the action, and it was an exciting game down to the very last second.
Yeah, I saw you getting cozy right there at the VIP. Of course, you know, when Rhian Ramos comes here to the games, we gotta put you right in front of the action at the VIP section. But Rhian, I gotta ask you, how was the experience? I mean, this is something that we ask all of our Kapuso celebrities who experienced the NCAA for the first time. Is this your first time watching a live NCAA game?
Yes, it is. It's not my first time watching basketball live, but because also I haven't seen it in such a long time, I kind of forgot how it felt. And iba talaga. It's different when you get to be there and experience what a live audience can do to the performance of a player or an actor or any artist, diba?
I'm just curious, do you have a sports background? Like, were you into certain sports growing up?
I kind of tried everything, but whenever it was tryout season, talagang tago na ako. I don't know, I think it takes a certain kind of heart to be able to take that pressure. And I was so afraid of like letting my school down. That's why athletes are really, you know, someone you can look up to because they can stand up to that kind of pressure.
So hindi ka nag-try na kahit anong varsity team?
Nag-swim ako, nag-track and field
So you
ako,
tried-
nag-basketball ako,
You shot your
nag-soccer
shot a little
ako.
bit.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I know currently you have a show, Artikulo 247, which airs 4:15 on weeknights.
Yes,
We're gonna
yes.
talk about that later on because you're halfway through the show. But I was looking at your Instagram and nagulat ako because you made this post.
Oh no,
that,
what have I done? What have I done na naman?
Okay, this is something na sobrang bilib ako sa'yo because I saw this.
Okay.
You have been a Kapuso for more than 16 years.
That's right.
Guys, 16 years as a Kapuso.
That's
si
right.
Rhian Ramos. Wow. Now that you look back, that you've been with GMA for that long, what goes through your mind?
It just, I don't know, it just was something that came so naturally to me. It just has always felt like home. I was literally with these people since childhood. So, diba, everyone feels like family and I know everyone now. So parang, you know, this is where I'm comfortable and because everyone feels like family, I really do feel the love and concern from the people that I work with and have been working with for years. So yeah, just natural.
How old were you when you came into
Loyalty
GMA?
award. I was 14 or 15.
Wow.
15 pala, 15, yes.
That's mind-blowing. All right, let's talk about your current show, Artikulo 247, where you play MJ or Jane. How has it been?
Well, if you see how the fans were today cheering for their own schools, that's what our fans are like on Twitter. Because while they're watching their show, merong mga Team Jane and Team Claire. Oo, so kasi Jane, my character, I mean, she has a really good heart, pero she started out kasi in the show doing something wrong. So, yun yung pinaglalaban ng mga fans namin. Kung sino ba doon ang tama, si Jane ba o si Claire? Choose Jane! Choose Jane!
Yun nga din yung napansin ko, Rhian. Yung mga fans, they always talk about your chemistry, you and Chris Bernal, who was supposed to be here with you today. I know you guys aren't really friends on the show, but in real life, you show it via your social media that you guys are really close. So talk about your chemistry with Chris Bernal.
Also, something that was a surprise to me kasi hindi pa kami nagkakatrabaho before. But now that we work together, and not only work together, this isn't any kind of taping. This is a lock-in taping where we live together, we eat together. You know, this is, you don't go home. So we spent a month together, rather 2 months together because we had 2 lock-ins. And nagulat din kami. Sometimes when she's acting, I'm just watching her because she brings so much personality to her character, and she's small but terrible, you know? She acts with a very, so much bigness. So, ayun, parang it was so fun to be able to play with our characters together like that.
All right, but because you're here, I'm officially Team Jane. All right,
Thank you.
All right, Rhian,
You
final
made the
word
right choice.
Final word for all your fans to support you sa Artikulo 247.
Hello sa lahat ng mga patuloy na nanonood ng Artikulo 247. We are on week 8 already. Lagpas kalahati na. My goodness, ang bilis. Please continue to watch our show. Sana po na-enjoy nyo siya at patuloy kayong nakapulot ng iba't ibang aral from our show. And also, support Healthy Appetite by Rhian Ramos, my online restaurant.
All right, there you have it. Kapuso star Rhian Ramos here sa Sports Studio of Champions. Thank you so much, Rhian.
Thank you.
For coming here, and we hope to see you again soon.
Absolutely.
What makes a great player at bakit siya kinakikiligan ng mga girls? Alamin natin yan sa pagbabalik ng Game On! Welcome back to the Sports Studio of Champions. This is Game On, part of our coverage of NCAA Season 97, Stronger Together, Buo ang Puso. Now, what makes a player a heartthrob? Well, we'll try to find out here sa ating player to watch. Didn't even think about shooting the 3, but Olivario does and knocks him down. Another triple para sa Letran.
This guy has proven that height doesn't matter to score big for his team, especially if you have the determination to win and unwavering faith in God.
Describe ko yung sarili ko bilang simple kasi walang arte sa katawan, ganun. Pangalawa, mabait dahil matulungin ako sa mga nangangailangan, mapagbigay. Pangatlo, may takot sa Diyos. Lagi ako nagdadasal bago matulog, before game, pagkagising niya. Hobbies ko siguro mag-sound trip, playing mobile games, and yun, basketball.
Though basketball may be his ultimate skill, Mobile Legends is also one of his special talents. At kung experience points ang pag-uusapan, marami na siya niyan. In fact, he was part of the Junior NBA training camp in 2012.
Nakapag-training camp ako Junior NBA, year 2012.
Alam ba ninyo na ang pagiging piloto ang pangarap ni Tommy noon? Pero biglang nagbago ang ihip ng hangin. Bagamat hindi ito natuloy, this guy is now flying high to reach his other dream. To be a basketball superstar like his ultimate idol, Dwayne Wade.
Kasi nung bata ako, siya yung kinalakihan kong NBA player, siya yung napapanood ko. Ultimate dream as a basketball player siguro makatapak sa PBA.
Kwento pa ni Tommy, maraming sacrifice ang hinarap niya before he became a Letranite.
Siguro sacrifices lang din talaga simula nung mga grade school days, high school days, bago na-discover ng Letran. Ayun, kinuha nila ako nung high school hanggang college ngayon, nandito pa rin ako. Thankful ako sa Letran.
Kaya naman buong puso ang kanyang binibigay sa paglalaro. Pero paano ba pinaghahandaan ang bawat game? At gaano ba kahirap ang isang bubble setup?
Step by step lang, kada game. Kung ano yung next game namin, pinaghahandaan namin. Di muna namin tinitignan yung finals kasi, yun nga, step by step bago makarating doon. At saka paghihirapan namin yun. Para sa amin, masaya kasi yung sacrifices namin Ang hirap, nasa bubble kami, malayo sa pamilya. Nag-sacrifice kami para dito. So, masaya kami na yung standing namin, ganito nakuha namin yung gusto namin.
At para naman sa mga aspiring basketball players out there, ito naman ang advice ni Tommy.
Tuloy-tuloy lang sa pagpursige. Magbubunga din ng lahat at bibigyan din ng chance. Yun. Sa mga fans ng Letran, tuloy lang sa pagsuporta. And para sa inyo itong mga games namin and para sa buong Letran community, yun.
Simple man at walang arte sa katawan. He is still a certified eye candy in and out of the hardcourt. Ang online gamer at point guard ng Letranites, Tommy Olivario.
So ano nga ba ang opinyon ng ating broadcast panel sa bakbakang San Beda at Letran? Yan ang ating aalamin sa pagbabalik ng Game On! Nagbabalik po tayo dito sa loob ng Sports Studio of Champions na binitbit natin. Like Martin Javier always says, from GMA Studios to LSGH to the Phil Oil Flying V Center. I'm Anton Rojas, and with me, of course, are my brothers from the NCAA panel, Mikey Reyes, Martin Antonio, and the aforementioned Martin Javier.
Let's go. Ako hindi ko kayang bitbitin si Anton.
Binitbit tong
Big arms
studio natin dito. Paano nagagawa ng GMA to? Ang galing
Galing, no?
Siyempre,
Wala akong ambag dyan. Sumama lang ako. Wala akong ambag. Di ba kayo nagbuhat ng mga TV? Alam kayo nagbuhat ng mga TV.
Hindi ba kaya fit na fit, Dejo?
Alright guys, let's get down to business. We've been talking about this all throughout the season. I actually have no idea how we're going to break this down, but we are going to try. Alright, San Beda versus Letran. To start things off, I think Mikey mentioned this already at the start of the season. For the first time in a long time, Letran is entering as the title favorite. So pagdating sa roster, llamado ang Letran. Can we all agree on that?
Yes.
Yep. Is there anyone who would disagree?
That's what I was waiting for.
For sure.
The
For
Bedan.
sure.
The Bedan.
Malayo talaga. Leaps and bounds. A veteran squad, mas hindi lang veterano sa edad, veterano sa laro. Malaking bagay yun.
Actually sa akin ito yan Marami namang nawala from both teams.
Right.
I mean, considering 3 years ago, totally different roster, totally different rotation. Ang nangyari lang is, may mga transferees na nakuha ang Letran. Kaya medyo hindi sila nag-rebuilding stage Hindi katulad ng Beda, medyo magre-rebuild ulit.
Oo nga, that's a great point because yung Beda, karamihan sa mga players nila, homegrown. Yung Letran naman, nag-reload with the likes of Paraiso and Abando.
At yung mga transfer nila, yun talaga yung bigatin
Hindi basta-basta na transfer
Hindi naman transfer na. Kaya nga rookies.
Rookies.
Okay, did you guys see any chinks in the armor of the Knights? I mean, there were some games that they were playing with fire.
Right. Ako feeling ko, stats-wise, sige nga. Itatry ko po mga kapuso, itatry ko. Okay. Stats-wise, it's the turnover count for Letran.
Yeah.
You know, they get complacent, especially in the end game. I would remember at least 3 games na dikitan sila. It was against San Sebastian, against LPU,
And EAC.
and EAC.
I remember that because of Franyu na biglang nabuhay in the
Yun.
last 3 minutes.
15
That's right.
points in 3 minutes.
9 points. 9 points.
15 yung run nila, 15
Oo,
to 0.
15 to 0.
Last 2
Pero yung
minutes and
tatlong-
42
yung tatlong
seconds.
Correct.
9
3-pointers
doon kay
ni Fran.
9 kay Fran. 9K.
Yung
Tatlong
Franyo,
3 points.
2 points first half. Tapos yung 9 points na niya, last 2 minutes na. Ganon.
Yung MVP pick ko eh. I mean, we had this conversation the first time we did this at GMA, and I picked Fran Yu. But the question is, will the real Fran Yu show up today?
If he has to. I mean,
For sure.
Hindi naman yan, hindi siya nag-show up because hindi niya kaya or ayaw niya. But he doesn't see the need to yet. And tama ka dun. They're only up by 6. Humahabol yung EAC. Kinailangan. So if San Beda will compete and show na didikitan nila, then baka nga magpakita si Fran.
What about San Beda? Meron pa ba mga players? I know Jacob Cortez, you guys have been trying to come up with a creative nickname for this kid. Suddenly burst onto the scene, the son of legendary collegiate player Mike Cortez.
Right.
Meron pa bang tingin nyo magsa-step up mula sa mga bedista?
Ako kasi, I feel like this matchup will be the battle of the benches. Kasi, syempre, both teams will rely. Stats-wise, dun sila talaga nagre-rely. And for San Beda, more so, kasi karamihan ng mga dominant wins nila this season came when their bench actually produced. So I feel like yung merong ganong wild na bunot si Coach Boyd Fernandez, kailangan nila yon in the season.
Tingin mong wild na bunot today?
Oo nga.
I think wild na bunot, that's his alley.
No, it's simple eh. Hindi mo, pagka titignan mo yung metrics, the metrics speaks for itself. One thing that San Beda needs to do, they need to control the shaded area. They need to defend the field goals. One strength of Letran that nobody has been able to answer the whole season is their interior scoring, rebounding.
Yep.
And that is one thing that San Beda is challenged the whole season. They are the worst team when it comes to giving up field goal percentages when it comes to 2-point field goals. Shots underneath the basket. So if they can control that, they might have a puncher's chance in this game. They might have a puncher's chance.
All right, let's set the table a little bit again. So we have Letran undefeated 8-0, San Beda 7-1. We mentioned some of the scares for San Beda, but I mean Letran rather. But let's talk about San Beda's lone defeat against Mapua. What stood out for me in that game was that some of the players of San Beda, particularly James Kwekote, they were very emotional. James was in tears. I've never seen him like that.
Well,
what does that tell you guys?
Well, if the last time you lose an elimination game is 2018, hindi na sanay si James Kwekwete na matalo, especially in the elimination round. And for me, when you look at the 8-0 versus 7-1, I'm sorry kung lalayo ako sa Mapo, you can go back to the Mapo game, but iba yung dominance ng Letran dun sa 8-0 na yun.
Right.
Their winning margin is double digits. San Beda, on the other hand, dun sa 7 wins nila, single digit yung winning margin. So even though it's just 1 loss yung difference nila, iba yung dominance ng Letran this season.
14-point differential when it comes to scoring. That 8-0, 14.5 points, average spread against defenses. So, tama si Mikey. It's a very dominant statement of the past 8 games para sa Letran.
But let's talk about, sige, I think that's already a given that Letran has demolished, all of its opponents this season consistently so far. Yun yung yun yung I think nawawala ngayon sa San Beda. Pero when they are good in a game, they're really good.
Sino to? San Beda?
San Beda.
Oh, yeah.
There have been games na talagang, parang ito yung old San Beda from the previous seasons, really asserting their dominance from start to finish. But there are games, not sure what the exact factor is. I feel like meron silang games na talagang nahihirapan sila, nadidikitan sila ng kalaban. In that game against San Sebastian, yung 1 point lang sila, munti ka na silang matalo. I feel like they got rattled with the physicality of San Sebastian in that game.
Keyword.
I don't know if this is just cliche, but for the game today, either tatambakan ng Letran yan, or masisilat sila ng San Beda. Kasi pag dumikit ang San Beda, honestly, hindi pa na-challenge ang Letran ng talagang dikitan. Like we said, 15-point winning margin. So pag natikitan sila ng San Beda, you can argue na baka hindi pa sanay ang Letran. Kaya lang, ang other side din nun, puro bata naman yung San Beda. So pwede pa sabihin hindi rin sila sanay.
Yun ang magiging question dyan. Kung dahil bagets yung team, ang nangyari sa Mapua San Beda game, minama. Contact. Every movement, every 14 points.
14
But
points.
throughout that game, lamog. Lamog yung San Beda. When you say lamog, Alam na yan ng mga tambay natin na kaibigan. Binugbog. Talagang
Grabe yung lamok.
Hindi. Pare, pag pinanood niyo yung game, it's simple.
Bagay na bagay sa
It's
Letran
simple.
San Beda talaga.
No, that's the key. That's the key. San Beda can execute. But, if they fold to the physicality of teams, yun lang yun eh. Dahil binangga sila ng binangga ng Mapua, di sila naka-execute. Endgame, nakita natin naging emotional sila. With Letran, the way how physical they've been playing defense, how Luis Sanggalang is controlling the shaded
wait
area.
The three of us, obviously, hindi naman tayo alumnus or alumni dito eh. So, obviously, we're very neutral. We're very just speaking as analysts. Ikaw, kahit papano,
May ties.
may San Beda. Kumbaga, naniniwala ka ba that
Of course.
a way for them to win is to, you have to keep it close.
Oh, you have to. You have to because Letran, nakita natin, they score in bunches. You release Renz Abando, give him 5 touches, he scores on 3. Give Franyu the ball, especially in crunch time, he delivers. And favorite word niyan, Todd, cruise control. The whole season, 14.5 point differential in cruise control.
Yun nga eh, yun yung nakakatakot dun. Kasi alam mong, they can always press on that push button. Yung parang, uy, sige, pindutin ko na, wait na. O sige, ito na yung finishing kick ko. Ayan na, ayan na. Pero kung hindi nila kailangan gamitin, mananalo pa rin sila.
Oo, kahit pangalawang turn pa lang, nakaiwan na eh.
Alright, here's something that I think some people might not be afraid to admit. Now, Martin Antonio here was part of the N28 at 82 squad of San Beda, which was life-changing in the sense that the arrival of Sam Ekwe changed the collegiate basketball
Through that?
landscape.
So now the exit.
And because of that, so many other universities around the Philippines have the services of a foreign student athlete. For the first time, season 97 this year, wala na tayong foreign student athlete, something that San Beda has relied on for so many seasons. Do you think that they are still in the process of realizing na wala ng Ekwe,
No excuses.
wala ng Sudan,
No excuses.
wala ng Donald Tangwa?
Hindi na darating yan. Hindi na sa bababayan sa bus ng San Beda. It's simple. You have Dami Contapay, JB Bayo, you have Andrada, you have Sanchez on the bench. Wala nang darating na foreign student athlete, kayo na yan. At the end of the day, kahit balik-balik na rin mo yung mundo, di na darating si Dino Manuel, di na darating yung mga ibang big guy, Francis Mercado, di na darating.
Sino
It's
yung
on
mga
you
yun?
guys.
Teka lang
May
It's
mga
on you
bunot
guys.
na naman si Hammer.
Hindi, yun yung mga big guys before
before
dumating si
nag-
Sam Ekwe. Wala nang Arjun Cordero. Wala nang Arjun Cordero, wala nang Jerome Paterno na darating dyan. The end of the
Offense,
day,
guys.
they just need to stay a step up.
Offense, Letran has been the number 1 offensive team, right? In the NCAA, I think,
And the
I think
number one
that's clear.
defensive
And the
team.
number
Hirap
1
eh.
defensive team. So, I mean, I don't know what we can discuss with regards to those topics, offense and defense.
Bro,
They just have to make their shots.
second leading scorer in the league off the bench, guys.
Yun yung luxury eh. Yung depth talaga ng Letran. But, again, bilog yung bole. In rivalry game eh. Diba? Pagka ganyan,
Yun nga.
hindi mo alam paano tatalbog yung bola. But, it's the talent ngayon eh. Malalim yung talent talaga ng Letran.
Okay, sige. I wanna touch on that as well. Rivalry game. Often we see commentators, panel analysts say na pag rivalry
Tapon
game,
lahat.
tapon lahat sa labas, hindi magmamatter yan dito. And now, we add other factors kasi unang beses nating lilipat sa Phil Oil.
Yeah.
Unang beses natin magkakaroon ng punong-punong crowd. We expect that here because it's Beda-Letran. So do you guys feel like that's gonna be a factor here? Or
Hindi maglalaro yung crowd, Martin.
Di, pero...
Hindi maglalaro yung crowd.
Effect
May
yun.
tambol.
May effect.
yun.
Pero pag ang kalaban mo, yung 10, mukhang aakyat ng pro.
Yun
Hanggang yung pinahihinog, aakyat ng
Yun
pro.
nga.
Kailangan maglaro talaga kayo na maayos.
When I was nung ngayon na pinag-uusapan natin sa Beda-Letran, you could argue na yung Letran 8-0 and then you would say, pero hindi pa naglalaro yan ng may tambol. Pero nung nakikita ko kanina yung mga players nila, naisip ko,
Sanay.
lahat to naglalaro last season. Yung transfer is,
Yeah.
finals din.
Oh.
So, sanay din sila sa crowd.
Yeah.
So, baka nga, dehado na naman ang San Beda doon kasi puro mga mas bata.
Basta laro.
Laro
Basta
talaga.
Laro.
At the end of the day, laro.
Wala kang excuse dyan eh.
And I remember nung season 95, kasi Letrano was number 3, di ba? After the elimination round. Pero pagdating ng playoffs, yun talagang crucial na. Yun
Nag-iiba
talaga
eh.
bumabagal yung laro. Parang ini-embrace nilang lahat yung moment. Parang, we were born for this. Grabe yung physicality, yung bravado, grabe yung swag sa paglalaro sa court. I mean, to stop San Beda 18-0 in the elimination round and
Ayan
then
na.
beat them in the finals.
Nag-huddle na sa baba.
May sumigaw ng team
Oo,
sa baba. Okay, so let's talk about key players. Any
Magic bunot.
magic
Sige, let's talk about yung bunot.
predictions?
Because
Yeah.
yung regulars, sobrang na yung hype ng mga yan. Alam na
Okay.
nila yan.
Yeah.
Sino yung mga magic bunot?
Ako, for me, offensively, at kailangan ng San Beda ng opensa today. Consistently, they will need to have to.
Sige,
I feel
sabihin mo.
like activate
Sabihin mo kung sino.
JV Gallego.
JV Gallego, please.
There you go. Because we know him as a scorer.
Yup.
And we've only seen it, I think, once or twice this season.
One
na
player of
talaga
the game.
nag-produce siya. Ayun, one player of the game, which was 15 points. So I feel like he needs to provide that spark, X factor for San Beda.
If he's given minutes.
Right. That's exactly.
JV Gallego.
That's one thing I've been wondering. I was talking to Mikey like on the way here to the venue. I'd like to see a Kwekute and Gallego backcourt for San Beda because they clearly need to match Letran's firepower.
right.
And I feel like Dami Contapay, he has to realize what Hammer was saying. Wala nang dadating
Wala
dyan.
nang darating.
Siya na lang
Yun
yan.
na lang yan. Kanya na lahat ng minuto.
Hindi kaya difference yun, bro. Sorry.
Ano to?
Si Dami Contapay, sanay na may Donald Tacwa. Si Ambohot, sanay na siya lang talaga.
Wala na
Diba?
excuse yan. Inaantay mo yung minuto, aantayin mo graduate, nasa yun na yung
Ito na,
minutes.
no?
Yun na yan. Wala ka na excuse. Kailangan ang excuse mo na lang, wala ka na kahit pagod, hindi na po pwede ngayon. Kasi inaantay mo yung minuto na yan, kaya ka nagpapakondisyon. But, of course, bunot, I need this guy to play well, Raf Benuela. Throwing away a lot of balls.
MVP mo, pare.
He needs to
Never
step
say
up big
never.
time.
Never too late.
Alam
Never
mo
too
ngayon,
late.
And he has been solid. It's not MVP numbers, but he has been solid. Around 9 points a game, around 4 assists. But the key stat here is his turnovers. Masyadong madami, and if you turn the ball over to that Letran defense, puntos yan agad.
You feel like he will be more effective
He needs to.
in a different position because he is, of course, the bona fide point guard.
As
in
of the moment.
starting
Man, I
lineup.
don't see point guard instincts.
Ano kasi siya, parang,
Oo nga,
parang,
meron din eh.
parang Coach Jerry Esplana maglaro.
Iba yung Evan Nelly.
Ganun siya eh. Oh.
Iba yung
Iba. Totally different type of player.
Iba.
Totally
All right,
different.
guys, we are running out of time. Martin and Mikey still have work to do. So, any last words, Martins and Mikes, before you guys go over there to the crowd?
Go San Beda, Arriba Letran.
Let's go!
Hindi
There we
pwede.
go.
Doon lang tayo sa ano. Gitna lang
Gitna
tayo,
lang
pare.
tayo. Okay, what Mikey said, and of course, we're excited! We're back here in Philoy. Let's go.
I'll see you too.
Let's
I'm
do
sure
this.
you two will watch from the audience.
For
All
sure.
right.
Enjoy.
Thank you, brother.
All right, before we go, guys, again, thank you all for tuning in to Game On. Oy, you have to do this. You have to do this. You have to. Hindi kita. You cannot escape. You cannot escape. All right, everybody, Mikey, lead us into the break.
Okay, sige. Ay.
Game on!